Welcome to Reinventing Broadcast, where AI meets content. Hosted by Ben Anker. Let's dive in.
Welcome back to Reinventing Broadcast, where we explore AI, media strategy, and the future of consulting. I'm Ben Anker, and today I'm taking you inside week 2 of my journey through Berkeley's AI strategy and business applications executive education program.
And I'm HAIley, your co-host. Ben, sounds like this was a big week. It's more technical, more strategic, and a lot of new insights.
It really was, as for week 2, we went into the fundamentals of machine learning, expanded my understanding of business analytics, and, thanks to an additional AI tools webinar, started to reshape my thinking about my eventual capstone project.
Awesome. Let's start with the setup. How's the course structure feeling now that you're a couple of weeks in?
Much more settled, I'd say. The rhythm is clear. Every Thursday, a new module unlocks. You've got about a week to complete all the videos, quizzes, discussions, and the assignment, and the Canvas platform is intuitive. Modules, deadlines, grades, and even messaging are all cleanly laid out. And I'm happy to say that my Module 1 assignment came back graded, a clean pass with the score of a single point available.
Congrats! Progress tracking always adds momentum. How about the community side? Any new connections?
Definitely have. It's another reason that I chose the course. I've expanded my LinkedIn connections to over a dozen classmates. About 75% are based in the US, with the rest spread across Europe. What's exciting is that real conversations are happening, not just superficial connections. People are asking, how are you using AI outside this course? Are you applying AI to personal projects yet? The vibe is collaborative, not competitive, and that's such a good thing.
Love that. You're building a peer network for the long haul. Now, week 2's content. You said it focused heavily on machine learning basics?
Yes, and this module peeled back the layers of what machine learning really is, and more importantly, how it applies to business. We looked at 3 big types of business analytics powered by ML: descriptive analytics, what happened; predictive analytics, what's likely to happen; prescriptive analytics, what should we do about it?
And that fits perfectly with your goal of staying focused on the business side, not just the technology.
Exactly that, because while some classmates want to deep dive into the tech stack, and that's great for them, but my angle is building AI business frameworks. Understanding how machine learning supports decision-making is vital if you're going to advise businesses on strategy.
You also attended an additional office hour this week about AI tools and workflows.
Yes, that session was a great addition, as I didn't know what to expect, but it was well worth watching back. It walked us through the entire AI ecosystem, AI as the broad field, machine learning beneath that, neural networks inside ML, deep learning deeper still, and at the core, generative AI.
A full Venn diagram view. And you mentioned they introduced concepts around AI assistance and agentic systems.
Precisely because we explored how AI agents, which can be low-code, pro-code, or no-code, are now being chained together into workflows. It's not just chatbots anymore. Agentic systems are handling customer service, appointment scheduling, even data cleaning autonomously. Seeing these workflows mapped visually gave me a new idea for my capstone project.
Love that. So your capstone project idea is evolving?
It certainly is, as originally I thought about focusing solely on viewing data and media consumption metrics. But now I'm thinking bigger, maybe designing an agentic AI system for broadcast scheduling, using predictive analytics to optimize viewing figures. So it's still keeping a broadcast focus, but much more future-facing.
Before we move forward, you mentioned something that really caught your attention during the additional office hour. The idea that it's not enough to just understand the concepts. You need to actually get into the tools. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, that was a really important takeaway. The presenter made it clear, reading about it won't make you proficient. You need hands-on exposure, even at a basic level, with actual platforms, agents, and workflows. They broke it down like this. There are pro-code, low-code, and no-code tracks for AI tools, meaning there's an entry point for everyone regardless of technical background. Here are some of the types of tools they highlighted. For generative AI, the usual suspects of OpenAI, Gemini, Anthropic, and Perplexity. Pro-code tools like LangChain, Vertex, and Cursor. Low-code tools like Copilot and Langflow. And finally, no-code options such as Crew AI, Zapier, and Make.com, which can be used for agent-guided visual design.
So it's not just about using one chatbot anymore, it's about thinking in systems.
Yes, 100%. It's about designing flows, where different AI models specialize in different parts of a larger task. For example, one agent retrieves research, another summarizes, a third formats the final report. It's like building a micro-team of AIs, each doing what they do best.
That's fascinating. And it sounds like that mindset, orchestration of tools, is what will set apart real AI consultants from those who just dabble.
You're absolutely right, because it's a new literacy, not just knowing what AI is, but knowing how AI interacts across multiple tasks and platforms. That session made me realize, for my future consultancy work, getting familiar with these tools isn't optional. It's essential.
Massive potential there.
Another thing that stood out this week, during the main office hour session, was the discussion on sensitivity and specificity in AI models. Understanding how accurate predictions need to be depending on context, especially in fields like healthcare, was fascinating.
Another reminder that AI outputs must be interpreted carefully, not blindly trusted.
Well, that's another layer where consultants will add value, helping businesses set realistic expectations around AI accuracy and decision-making.
You're starting to think like a strategist, not just a tech enthusiast. Big difference.
Thanks very much. That's the goal. If anything, Module 2 reinforced that AI consulting is as much about business translation as it is about technical comprehension.
Ben, I know one of your assignments this week asked you to identify a real-world example of prescriptive analytics driving business transformation. Can you share what you submitted?
Well, I found an article, like a case study, on Sky Media's AdSmart platform, a standout example of prescriptive modeling used in the broadcast industry. AdSmart essentially turned every Sky set-top box into a mini ad server. Instead of broadcasting the same ad to every viewer, Sky analyses over 200 household attributes, things like region, age band, financial outlook, and lifestyle segments, to prescribe the optimal commercial for each home. And it works. Ad recall jumped by up to 50%, and channel switching during ad breaks fell by nearly half. That's real, measurable ROI for advertisers, and a big revenue unlock for Sky.
That's incredible. It really redefined how ad targeting works on TV.
It did. When AdSmart launched in 2013, it reached 6 million homes, and no other UK broadcaster had addressable TV at that scale. ITV and Channel 4 quickly recognised it as a game changer. ITV's digital controller even called it a great innovation that will drive the industry forward. Now, competitors are trying to catch up, but AdSmart still has the edge, especially with its end-to-end ecosystem and the way it blends first-party data, firmware, and external enrichment.
You're saying it's not just about the targeting, but how they trained and optimized the models?
So Sky uses performance data, like view-through rates, recall lift, and web attribution, as part of its training labels. While they don't detail the full pipeline publicly, it's clear that they're retraining models continuously, using rolling windows of new campaign data to adapt to shifts in audience behavior.
And what about the challenges? Any hurdles?
For sure there were. It's the big technical and regulatory hurdles, integrating with legacy broadcast systems, ensuring GDPR compliance, and educating advertisers who were used to broad demographic buys.
But the result?
Sky's now extending AdSmart into Virgin Media homes and exploring unified measurement across TV, online, and even out of home. It's a textbook example of how prescriptive analytics can completely transform a business model, and it's packed with lessons for any industry.
Before we wrap, what's one thing you'd tell someone just starting to learn about machine learning today?
I'd say start with business problems, not algorithms. Learn how ML can support forecasting, optimization, personalization, things that create value. Don't get lost in the tech jargon at first. Use real-world examples to anchor your learning.
Wise words.
Next up is Module 3, diving deeper into neural networks. We'll move past theory into real architecture examples.
So for everyone listening, stay tuned.
Ditto. If you want the broader context, yes, there's the website. But really, it's here on the podcast where the real behind-the-scenes journey is happening.
We'll be right here with you. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you back for Module 3.
Cheers, everyone.
Thanks for listening to Reinventing Broadcast. Subscribe for more on AI content and the future of media. And visit ancast.tv for more info on Ben himself, the resources, other content, and news.